let's do my boy Elton John now. Next one will be Billy Joel most likely, or Bruce Springsteen, or Queen. But, we're going to do Elton John. How I got into Elton John's music. I really got into his music really more of this year by itself. I knew of Elton John. I didn't have family members that listened to him, loved him. I of course knew his music was in The Lion King and that he did the soundtrack for Road to El Dorado, which were both movies I like. So, I was like, oh, that guy. I didn't know any of his songs. But, Rocket Man was coming up, right? And I was listening, looking up top 10 list of songs, and I was, like I said, I did that channel. I forgot what it was, but they did that video about Rocket Man. I'm like, well, this is a good song. So I started checking out that song, and I'm like, okay, who's this Elton John guy? I want to find out more about him because I know he's a famous musician. I know he's one of the most famous musicians. So I started checking out more of his music, and I always knew "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." I've heard that song many times. It's been parodied to death and put in so many different movies. I knew Your Song, mostly from Moulin Rouge. That's where I heard that song the first time. But I really didn't listen to his music or his versions of those songs. So, the original versions were his, but I didn't hear those first. That's how popular his music is, that his music is so beloved that there's so many covers that I didn't even grow up with his version of it. It's just that the music was so popular that all these musicians are doing covers and crap. And so I looked up his greatest hits, and I was on the Disneyland trip, and I was, of course, it was a drive from where I lived to there, and I was listening to the soundtrack. Not soundtrack, but I was looking up Elton John's greatest hits on YouTube, and I was listening to him like Benny and the Jets. Boom, 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 ba-dum, dun, 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 dun. And immediately, bam, I was the biggest Elton John fan. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's a genius. I started listening to all these different things. I was like, I want to learn how to play piano. And I'm working on that still, actually. And I've been trying different things. I've been listening to all kinds of music. I've been memorizing piano notes and things like that. It was a crazy moment. And the first album I ever heard of his was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I only bought this album because it was $7 on sale. I had birthday money, so I bought this album. And I heard this song, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, by itself. And it was a really good song. I love that song. This is also a great album. And I only knew that song, but this album's actually really good. It's got Rocket Man on here. Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting. Some other really good songs. Benny and the Jets is actually on here too. Oh no, Rocket Man's not on here. Oh, that was. Know why I think that is? Because on my Google account, where all my digital music is, I have Rocket Man on there. And so when I look up Elton John, I don't go to his albums individually. I just go to his music, because if I just want to listen to an artist, I will just listen to all their music. I won't listen to just this song, that song. Maybe I'll listen to one song, but if I'm going to, but I'll probably check out more too. That's just how I am. And big fan of Elton John. I was going to go see his movie. I didn't ever end up doing that, unfortunately. I still need to do that, but I will at some point. But I'm a big Elton John fan, and his music is very simplistic, but it's simple in a way that captures my brain, and he's kind of my inspiration. I feel like nobody can play piano like him. I've watched him play at his Live Aid performances on YouTube, some of his music videos, all kinds of stuff. The man is just a genius. I love the man's work, and I really respect him. And one of my favorite songs by him, this is going to sound weird, but it's I Think I'm Gonna Kill Myself. I think this song is really, really funny. It's a really funny, well-made song. And I don't know. I really love that song. And Benny and the Jets, of course, is my absolute favorite because I can never get the dun 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 dun. That is forever in my brain, forever. I'll carry around. Have you seen him? Yeah. Always so spaced out. Benny and the Jets. Oh, the weird and the wonderful. Oh, I'm just saying. It's just great. It's great music. And you really should listen to Elton John. He's a genius. I don't agree with some of the things he has said politically over the last few years, but I do agree that he is a musical genius because he has created some of the most memorable songs in history. He created one of the best soundtracks to a movie in history. Of course, I'm talking about Lion King, the original 1994 version, not the remake, because even Elton John hates that version. But yeah, big Elton John fan. I just don't have that much to say about Elton John as much as I do the Beatles because they're bigger inspirations to me, and there's just more to say when it comes to the Beatles. I'll definitely have a lot more to say with Billy Joel and Queen and all those different artists. I'm not going to do too many of these because a lot of the artists I like, I only listen to a few of their songs or just one albums. I think about doing one about Johnny Cash, but besides that, I don't really know what else I would do after that. I'm thinking about it. Maybe Stevie Miller Band, Kiss, maybe Nirvana, maybe. I don't know. I'm because comes from my personal stance on these. So some of these are like, yeah, I listen to their music, but I don't listen to every album as much as I do with these people: Elton John, Billy Joel, the Beatles, Queen, stuff like that, or Bruce Springsteen. So I don't know. So yeah, let me know let me know your thoughts on Elton John. Like if you're a fan of his music, if you're not a fan of his music, why not? Tell me down below.